no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make it.
Hey guys, how are y'all? LM Dragon, you finally got a notification. You have not gotten any of them in the past couple months when I went live. Hi T-Pex and hi Bubbles. How are you girls doing? I hope everybody's had a good week so far. The week's already gone and I'm like floored. Like I don't know where it went. Kendall is at her grandson's baseball game, so I'm getting updates on the baseball game. Oh, T-Pex, a headache sucks. Let's see. I gotta see him still. He's stealing third and he brought it all the way home. So let's see real quick what he does because she sent me a video. He's so cute, y'all. He's so adorable. I miss that age. I miss my kids playing in sports. You guys do not let those days go by and don't enjoy every bit of it. Like, eat it up while you can because you look up and they're adults and you no longer have it. It's the one thing I miss the most is going to all of the events and the school, the school sports and the school concerts and the plays and all the things. Jason, my grandson, he does band. So we get to go to the band concerts. He does soccer, but he doesn't do it for the school. He doesn't want to play for the school, which I'm frustrated. I want him to play sports, but he's not very adventurous. And it's weird because the rest of us are and super competitive, and he's just not that way. It's just so weird. But we went today and ordered a storage building and got a brand new one for a really good price that they'll be making to what I wanted. So I'm kind of excited. We need a storage building. I've got to get some things done, and I have missed you guys. I've missed everybody. I've missed being live. I've missed being on here. I mean, I've been on watching other lives and the drama going on, but dealing with my sister-in-law's death kind of hit me weird. And which death usually does. I don't I don't tend to handle death well. Uh, the empath in me really struggles, even with people I don't know. And animals just the same. Like T-Pex can tell you, I mourn an animal like I do humans. It's a very weird thing. Um, Good weird, I guess you could say. But my brother and sister-in-law were married 35 years. They were together 30, well, almost 35. It would have been 35 on the 3rd of May. She died of, what, a week before. Uh, they'd been together 36. Uh, I did not realize, because I lose count of how many kids the kids have. They had 16 grandkids. Like, good Lord, which most of those come from one child. I'm not gonna kid. I'm not gonna lie. I think the one's got like 6 or 7 kids. It's insane. We've given him a hard time since he was young. But I made 2 videos. I had made the one, my brother loved it and said, "Sis, would it be too hard to make me a second video?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I will make you a second one and a third one if you want it." So I got the videos done, and they have loved them. They come to YouTube to watch them. And of course they have one on a thumb drive too. But, you know, my brother, he's having good and bad days. I mean, and that's what I told him. I said, "You've got to understand, this first year's going to be rough. All the first events, the first holidays, the first birthdays, the first everything without the other spouse." And my sister-in-law had eight, eight guys, 8 types of cancer in her body. They had given her 2 years, and she lived 8. So she beat all the odds, and pneumonia is what ended up taking her life. And so they all cherished that time and knew that they were given very precious time. And one of her cancers was very rare, and it started like on the brain stem and went down into other areas, and it had just plagued her whole body. But she was on a very special like experimental treatment that they had to get approval and go through all these hoops, and his insurance was covering it. And my brother is a lineman, so he makes damn good money. And then last year he ended up with throat cancer, so they were both dealing with cancer. He's okay. He just had his checkup last week, and he does have a spot on his lung, but it isn't growing or changing, so they're optimistic. But they were heavy smokers, so if you smoke, please take care of your health and quit smoking. Do what you can to quit smoking. So it has been a ride. It has been a ride. And they, him and his oldest son and my husband went offshore fishing Saturday. And of course, Dave ended up motion sickness because it was rough. And of course, it's a smaller boat. It's not one of the great big boats. And they didn't have a real good time. They didn't catch much. They caught a few things and ran out of gas twice. So we have laughed at them on running out of gas in the Gulf of Mexico. I am never letting them live that down. Not gonna lie. It's hilarious. But while they were fishing, I got Cerama chicken eggs, and I got some new silkies. But my Cerama eggs, it's mine and Kendall's little project. She was supposed to be doing this too. She's had some things come up where she can't right now. Hi, GMD. How are you, honey? I have not seen you in ages. I hope you're doing well. But so I have the Ceramas in their incubator, and I candled them the other day. I have 2 dozen, candled them at 21, look viable. And so I'm excited. What is my date? Hold on, let's see. I'll tell you all the date, because Kendall's like, "Brandy, you need to live stream them hatching." And so I might live stream them. They're due next Tuesday. So thank you, T-Pex. I love you, my dear. Thank you, GMD. She's not hurting anymore. and she had not been living the best in the last few years. And our my brother, or my other brother, passed away last year, and 2 days 2 days before he passed, her sister passed, and her sister and my brother were close. They were both outlaws and hilarious and a mess. And so while they were in Louisiana dealing with her funeral, I was at the hospice house taking care of Ray, and Ray passed away that night. So we it had been a mess. It had just been, we had a rough year. I'm not gonna lie, it had been a rough year, but she's no longer in pain. And she is up in heaven, and she is, I'm telling you, God, when she got there, was probably like, thank God you're here and take care of these two, because they're driving me nuts, because he's got Trudy and Ray, and that's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But and then I was sick last week. So it was like I was gonna come live, and I was so sick. I told the mods, I'm like, oh my God, guys, my whole left side of my face was in extreme pain from a sinus infection. Like, it was in my nose area, down into my top jaw, and down in my bottom jaw. I couldn't even eat. It was a nightmare. I'm just like, I was over it. I was so over it. And of course, as y'all know, vendor market season has kicked off, because it's spring and into summer and fall, and we have a new market that we're doing. And so that was Saturday. We had a great time. We had all gotten really irritated with the other market, and they formed a nonprofit and got us a new market started. And we're in a nice park that has so much for families to do. And now I have to watch my language. They don't like me to cuss, because it's very Christian based, and I have to be careful with my bad word cups. They don't like those, so I kind of have to put them where they're not seen as easy. I can't have my dumb fuckery keychains sit down. They kind of frown on those, but I still put them out. I just kind of hide them a little bit. But we had a great time. And so I definitely will. I'm going to be sharing. I need to figure out how to do the camera in there with the incubator for the eggs. I think that would be fun to watch. Contraband cuppery. Absolutely. Because, and y'all know me, like, I'm dropping the F bomb, and shit gets said a lot, and it just, I have to remind myself to behave. But this weekend I tried some stuff I hadn't tried before. We have a chocolatier out there, and she does the Dubai chocolates. And so she did these amazing Belgian chocolate bars that she hand pours, and then she fills it with the Dubai chocolate stuff, the pistachio with the puff. I don't know. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. It was expensive. Like, I paid $20 for this bar. So dang good. So dang good. Like, it's weird. It's very weird, but see my pic. I can't see it on the computer. Okay, hold on. Let me go to my phone. I don't know if any of y'all are following any of the drama that's happening over here on the tubes, but people be nuts. People be nuts. Why is it not opening? What is going on? Go away. Okay, let's try this again, because it is not. And I'm just going to keep rambling while we wait for some people to come in and kind of get started. And I hope that's okay, because we haven't been live together in a while to talk and chit chat. Okay. CLM Dragon. Let's see. Let me go to your channel. Bitch, I will put you in a trunk and help people look for you. I love that. I've actually wanted to make one of those. I love that. You're hangry. I made dinner, and with Dave gone, I don't cook as much because I just don't eat as much with the weight loss. And I'm forgetting how to cook, evidently, because I was gonna make okra and tomatoes, and I'd been wanting okra and tomatoes, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go get the stuff. So I grabbed my canned tomatoes, and did not get any tomato sauce, and so I made that up, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this right now. So I made it with roux. It's kind of weird, but it might be good. I don't know. I told Dave, I said, dinner's ready. I don't know how good it is. I forgot how to cook. So I hope, did y'all have a good Mother's Day? Did everybody have an amazing Mother's Day? 7 new jerkies from you to choose from. Oh, I forget you make jerky. I'm seriously thinking about changing my vendor stuff up and doing my fudge and my flavored marshmallows because I love making the marshmallows. Marshmallows are so fun to do. And I don't know, I'm bored. I'm bored with what I'm doing and my stuff. I'm just bored. I'm going through a phase. But we did not get to do Mother's Day with the kids. Uh, Everybody had so much going on, and my son-in-law ended up having to go back out of town. We had gone over on Thursday and had dinner, and Katie gave me my Mother's Day presents, and she got me the cutest dang chicken stuff. And but I tell myself, let's do it after Mother's Day. Like, let's like do a weekend thing. I'm fine with that. I mean, it doesn't have to be on Mother's Day. It's hard when you're having to factor in laws and significant others and all the things. So, but we still had a good time. I was lazy on Mother's Day, which is where you should be lazy on Mother's Day. I'm dehydrating anything not nailed down. Even bought a second American Harvester. Loving it. I want to get a new dehydrator. I have my mother-in-law's that is ancient, the old-fashioned, like original, round, hard one to deal with. But I have sentimental value with it, so I can't make myself get rid of it. But I'm really wanting to get a new dehydrator. My grandson, y'all, that boy, he wants me to buy one of those freeze dryers to make freeze dried candy. Like, them things are expensive. Dude, really? I am not buying one of those. But I would like to do some like dehydrated fruit because that's a good snack. I am, guys, I'm so excited. I am 113 pounds down. 113 pounds. That is absolutely insane to have lost that much weight. I talked to my doctor yesterday and she's like, "You're such a rock star at this. I have 25 pounds to go." She's like, "I'm not worried. We're changing my medicine up a little bit just to see if it help kind of my body's kind of stalling." But she's like, "You're doing so good. Just keep at it." Um, oh wow. Ellen Dragon, email me what it is exactly so I can look at it. But I'm having to buy clothes because nothing fits. Like, nothing fucking fits. It's insane. But thank you, Bubbles. My mom was raging on my picture from this weekend with my crazy chicken shirt that my daughter bought me. She was like, "You look so good," because mom hasn't seen me in a few years because she's up in South Dakota, and she was always been worried about my weight, even though when I was dieting, she would fuss about my dieting. So, but mama's weird. Oh, that would be cool. I never thought about doing the vegetables. Pine nuts, dates, and sesame sticks. I don't know if I like dates. I have to see if I like dates. I did buy dragon fruit the other day because I've never tried it other than like the juice or the flavoring. And my husband's like, "What the hell is that in the dang refrigerator?" I'm like, "It's dragon fruit." I know, and I've been wanting to do that because I waste a lot of eggs because my girls are like going to town on the eggs. And I've literally got one, two, I have Well, I had 4 incubators going. One I just emptied out. I gotta clean it out and sterilize it. The other's got some hatching now, and then I have the other 2 ready to go. I have Serama eggs in one and Silky eggs in the other, and then I have 2 hens sitting on eggs. The one hen had 9 eggs, right? And I'm like, no big deal. I'll leave her alone. I look up and like she ate my lunch. Like I think I might have shared that video. She ate my lunch while I'm looking. That little witch has got 15 eggs. 15. There may be more in there now because she keeps stealing eggs. I finally shut the pen up because she's in one of my open hutches. I finally shut it up. I'm like, girl, you don't need no more eggs. Looked in, have another hen that's sitting on eggs. And I open the thing and she comes after me. So I didn't get to check to see how many she's got. She has attitude. And candied egg yolk. Wait. Okay, I need to understand candied egg yolk because that I'm what is candied egg yolk? Is it's the regular egg yolk and how do you candy it? Like what do you do to that? Okay, now I'm totally confused and fascinated at the same time. And we're talking about food and people are hungry. I have an email from you, LM Dragon. I believe. Yes, I do. Have not seen Inside the Purple Purse. I need to message her because she had emailed me and was going through some stuff, and it was right as my sister had passed away. My sister-in-law passed away, and I just could not. I could not get back with her. So if you are listening Inside the Purple Purse, I apologize. I hope you're doing okay. Please email me. Thank you, Ellen Dragon. Yeah. Well, that's one of them that pecked me. No, I have another one that's even meaner than that one. But the one that pecked me, yes, she now has 15 eggs. Yep, she has 15 eggs. Like it's crazy. Like there may actually be more under there because everybody keeps going in her pen that she's picked to sit on, and that's where they like to lay their eggs. And I closed it up today. I put her separate water and food in there and closed it up. Like, that's it. Yes, ma'am. Y'all absolutely can link us all. I think we should be linked. We need to get her into Discord. So I thought about because I know a few people that have not been able to watch Gypsies. I mean, Bubbles and I were talking about this today, and we're so sick of the word gypsy. But a lot of people have not watched her reality show. And I thought about maybe streaming in Discord and watching it together and commentating on it. And even though y'all know I'm friends with the family and I technically support Gypsy, you're kind of going to be shocked at some of my opinion on some of it. But I'm thinking about doing something like that. I'm a hoarder. I am a hoarder. Yes, I am. I'm a hoarder too, evidently, with the chickens. We're taking a bunch of the roosters to auction Saturday. So Monday, I have not decided what time we want to do this because I'm trying to see what schedule works for everybody because I really would love everybody to participate. But I want to start our members only book club. And we're going to do the House of My Mother. And that's what tonight's going to kind of be about, kicking it off, start talking about the story and some of that. We may do several episodes on it because there's really a lot, and there's even more on the Jodi Hildebrandt part of it. So I would like to start that Monday and do it as Members Monday and start our book club. And we'll do the first 2 chapters, I think is how I have it. Yeah, maybe we can do the first 2 chapters. Hopefully we can get through it because I'm going to tell you, in trying to prepare for this, I'm a little triggered. I am struggling. I am a little triggered. And it's, if you are somebody who believes in organized religion, this is nothing against you. What I ask is that you listen to me open-mindedly and protect yourself. Okay. I've been a part of organized religion. So here's where I'm struggling with it. These people, you have Lori Vallow, Lori Daybell, whatever the hell she wants to go by, psycho cult mom, who was part of the Mormon church, who isolated her children, ultimately killing her children. Then you have the Frankie case, and same thing. These cases are so parallel, it's scary. Yes, Bubble says this is a wild ride. I don't understand the Mormon culture at all. Me either. It's to me, and it may be that I'm, and maybe, yeah, well, maybe I need to see if Miss Fancy Pants come talk to us about Mormon religion, because it feels like it's a couple religions rolled into one. You know what I mean? Like, you can see some of the Catholicism in it. You can see some of Catholicism isn't in it. You can see some Baptist in it. You can see some of the um, Pentecostal in it. You know, you can see a couple of the different religions in it, and the behavior and the things they do and the things they allow, and it's just weird. It's just weird. And I feel like that when you allow yourself to get so wrapped up in these religions, your perception of reality is skewed. And it is, and see, I grew up non-denominational, along the lines of Pentecostal, Assembly of God, Protestant kind of thing. Holy rollers, but we believed in makeup and blue jeans kind of thing. I went to my junk folder. You are not junk. I love you, Ellen Dragon. But and so where I'm struggling is, and this is going to be kind of jumping ahead, and I'll get back to this, but this is rolling in my mind, so I'm wanting to throw it out there. With Jody Hildebrandt, she was a counselor. She was a licensed counselor, evidently. And then the church recognized her and used her as a therapist with people. My problem here is that she was a therapist to the husbands and a therapist to the wives. And there's a show on Hulu, Impact, what is it? But they talk about Jody Hildebrandt, and this abuse that she did with these children, she did with her niece as well. There is a man on there who, in the counseling sessions he was part of, she went to the wife and said, your husband has a problem with, I want to say pornography is what it was, and convinced her to leave him over this. And he's like, and none of this was true. And he was devastated by how this all went down. And in the church I was in, we had a woman who was one of the older ladies of the church that the younger ladies looked up to. And we, when you're in your 20s and you're like, this woman, raised her children and she's an amazing woman of God, and you look up to her and you think all these amazing things of her, and they let her do this teaching in our women's Bible study. And in this Bible study, guys, Lori Daybell throwing a tantrum and the recent pretrial was wild. Are you done? I need that on a tee. I laughed my ass off. That was priceless. But in this teaching, is talking about, in this trigger warning, this might be a little much, a little TMI, but this is the way it went, that your mouth was created for eating and praise and prayer. So oral sex was a no-no. You should only really even be kissing if you're planning on making a baby. And that was the only time sex was to make a baby. And that everything you do in the bedroom, God is judging and watching. And it was this extreme teaching. Now, mind you, my youngest at this point Chris was probably right about a year old. And we all went home like it was traumatized. Like husbands were pissed. Like so many husbands called the pastor at the church and was like, "What the hell is going on right now?" And they we had a whole come to Jesus meeting with the pastor, and he's like, "That teaching is not correct," and da 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 da. And it was embarrassing to have the pastor come in and talk to the women about sex because the husbands were mad, and it was insane. Pops and Sass, hey, my friend. We're just kind of getting started. I'm sharing a religious story of mine. But at the same time, guys, this pastor, and now I have a whole story, and I've kind of shared some stuff about him. He was counseling my best friend and her husband. And Etta is still my best friend to this day. 28 years later, we are still the bestest of buddies. We don't get to hang out as much. But when we do, you can't tell we've ever been apart. And she was going to counseling, and he convinced her to leave her husband, that her husband was bad, that her husband was doing this, and her husband was blah, 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 blah. And so in the same manner of what Jody Hillebrand did with these other couples, and even with Kevin and Ruby, it's very similar. And so it's very triggering to me because Etta divorced her husband, which now he's not the best guy. He did not do the best by his family. And so she did deserve better. And the man that she's married to now, we loved before they got married. It was one of those things when she called me and said they were together. I'm like, what? Oh my God. It was hilarious. And I absolutely adore him. Always have. My kids have called him Uncle Keith from the day, from day one. And so it worked out for the best for her, except that he convinced her to leave her husband and marry him. And he was married. And then he takes her from Texas to Minnesota. It was an abusive situation. She left him twice. The second time she did, well, 3 times. The third time she stayed. I was terrified for her. It was so bad. And so the storylines seem very parallel for me. So this was very triggering trying to get through some of this. I am sure the book is going to be triggering for all of us. So we will stumble through it together. But so if you aren't familiar with the Franke story, Ruby and Kevin Franke had a YouTube vlogging channel that was called 8 Passengers, where they vlogged their family with 6 kids and themselves and their Mormon life and how to raise your children. And it started out very innocent and very happy-go-lucky, fun-loving. And it is something that I caught on the documentary, where they said it is something that the Mormon Church encourages, is for them to live their life in front of the camera, because they want the world to see how amazing Mormonism is and to help bring people in. And so, well, good, Ellen Dragon. Hopefully I can do it justice. And so, and that's how they did. And that's how they started out. And Chad, the oldest son, he says that it went really well until they started getting brand deals. Like everything seemed normal. He loved his mother. His mother was a good mother. And it didn't seem bad or negative until they started getting brand deals, and these companies were calling them and saying, hey, we need you to do it this script. And so they started having these scripts that would happen. And I've got some videos, and I think we'll play some of them. There's one that I'm watching him and his face and how she's talking to him. And I'm like, you can tell here it's not okay. Not okay at all. And they were bringing in huge money, like 6 figures kind of money. And everything. There's always a camera, and they've got clips of her screaming where she's putting this very happy smile on her face, and she's trying to be this perfect mother in front of the camera, and then she's like, well, y'all shut up, I am recording. And then she's having to start over. And it's like, Bubbles, thank you. Bubbles has gifted some memberships. So if you got a membership, make sure to thank her. Let's see if it shows me. I wish StreamYard showed me who got the memberships. Louisiana Mama got one. Oh, I haven't seen her in a while. Kenya P, Felix, and Amy. Oh, Amy got one. Woo-hoo. Doxy, Sanderella. And I think that's it. Yes, that's it. So welcome to the Divas. We are going to start really, really cracking down and focusing on our members. It really does, Ellen Dragon. Ellen Dragon says this sounds similar to Scientology, and it really kind of does. And that's why I'm like, Mormonism is really, really, really weird to me. So weird. So weird. And I just don't understand it. I really, really don't understand it. And I'm trying. I was over on 1980 Millennials channel where we were talking about sister wives. And Miss Fancy Pants was up, and she has history in the Mormon church. So she was able to kind of break down some of it for us that some of us just don't understand. And it was pretty interesting getting that perspective on it. And I mean, if she's watching, if you're watching, I don't know if you'd want to come up, but I wouldn't mind having you come up and share some of that with us. I don't know how she, if you know, you know, but, and I'm hoping I can get with 1980 and them and do another one on some of the sister wives. Y'all didn't want to watch sister wife stuff with me. So, but, let me go find, well, good. Maybe she'll come and share some with us. If you want to ask her, you can. Where is... I have so many videos of them saved, and I want to find the one with Chad. It may be this. So let's do this. Let's show this. This is some of their life.
They're going to think you're torturing him. Stop it. I know you're not, but it looks like you are. Okay, Russell.
So most things do not show the smaller children's faces or names. And so this is somebody else's video. And I do apologize if it bothers you that Russell and Eve are on here. They don't even use their names on court documents. But this little boy is the hero of the story. But I'll get there here in a minute.
I'm only going to say it one more time, and then you're going to lose the privilege to eat dinner. Chad, what are you doing over there? No texting at the dinner table. No texting.
Let me see it.
So I don't have a problem with that because, kids are always on their devices, take their phone away when they're eating, but privilege to eat dinner? No.
Let me see it.
I see it.
We should clarify that in our house, all our kids know that cell phones are free game for parents, so we can monitor safety.
And that's smart. I'm not going to take that from them. I do agree with that. You need to be monitoring your children's devices.
Yeah, no kid ever said, "Yay, I'm so glad my parents read my text messages." Said no.
What is this? I really like you.
Oh no. Oh, how embarrassing. I haven't watched this yet, guys. So this y'all are getting live reaction with me. How embarrassing.
Hold on.
I did not say that.
How do you work this stupid phone? How do
The only downside to giving your kids a flip phone is I swear I have to remember how to work it every time I go through it.
Who are you texting?
No one.
Any girlfriend? No.
Whoa. I really like you. I saw you in my dreams last night.
Oh, poor baby. Like, I mean, I would do this with mine. This is absolutely how I would have done with my son because I live for the shock factor. But they're putting this on YouTube, and that to me is a little bit different.
I'm telling you, it's not her. It was her brother. Look, go down. She said, "I'm so sorry. That was my brother."
Did
How
she?
do I
I
go?
saw you in
Oh my gosh, sorry, that was my brother. What is the nature of your relationship with this individual? I mean, there's like 300 texts in here.
Do you like her, or do you just like her? She's new friend.
That is really, really messy. I don't know.
I seen him with
See, I don't think this should have been content for them to put on YouTube. I think that this should have been. This is different if it's just this family around the table and maybe they're videoing for fun family time. But we know that this was content they put on YouTube. And that bothers me. These kids had no privacy. And that I think is just not okay. Oh, T-Pex! Oh my God, thank you. Oh, I love you guys.
her, and he likes her.
Does she like you back?
Probably. No, she thinks he's annoying.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months,
Okay, so this part of the story angers me.
and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I was sleeping on a beanbag since October.
Yes, Pops and Sass, it's like public humiliation. It's a weird, sadistic move on your children. Like, ugh.
And they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think so. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's been in my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, I mean, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 a.m. and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in a suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, he's like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on.
Do you think it's fun?
Hi, Kathleen. Welcome in. So now I think that's a funny prank to play on your brother, right? Like we know siblings are going to play pranks on each other's. It is what they do, right? But he lost his bedroom. Like he didn't have a bed. And she gave him the choice to sleep in the living room or on the beanbag in the basement. Like, who does that? That is just, I don't think the punishment fit the crime, right? I don't know. Am I wrong, guys? Am I looking at that wrong? Am I just being too happy-go-lucky of a parent?
Funny because
And then I walk out.
if you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
It was not funny.
Russell got the big bedroom and Chad got the smaller bedroom. And
Smaller.
Russell's bigger bedroom also had a bathroom. But what you guys didn't know was Chad didn't get any room. He didn't get anything. He was sleeping on the floor in the family room. Abby, we took the phone away from Abby
November.
in November. And you may never get the phone back.
Probably not.
No, I have no friends.
You can play with friends.
No, like I don't have friends.
I don't have friends either.
I literally like told my friends I'm not hanging out with them anymore
Because they're
they say some pretty messed up stuff.
Okay, so y'all are kind of agree. It's just a little joke he played on his brother, and then, it's a strange punishment. Like 7 months, no bedroom whatsoever on a beanbag. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't even know where they live. They're pretty far away.
So, summer goal, become the best athlete I possibly can.
And it just struck me. They're like, we don't even have friends. We don't know our friends. Like, that's a lot of isolation. And these kids were in public school, right? Or were they homeschooled? Maybe they were homeschooled. Maybe that's why. They, you know what? They were homeschooled because she talks about in one of her prison calls having the curriculum bought for a couple of, for a couple of years.
If you cut one more thing in my house, I'm going to take the scissors, look at me, and I'm going to cut its head off.
Grandma, you're so mad.
So what are you going to do?
Are you gonna cut anything else? No.
You promise? Look at Mama. I just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happened.
Okay, so they were in public school. So maybe they didn't do, maybe it was after the Jody situation started happening that they went to homeschool.
Quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch.
Well, crazy woman, you should be uncomfortable with your child not having lunch. Like, is she for real? Oh, she's a good thing she's in jail.
And it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and
Eve was a small child. How old was Eve in this? How old is Eve in this, I wonder? She is mean, T-Pex, like awful mean.
actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch. I'm going to explain the rules to this.
7.
We're done.
Julie, stop reading their homework.
So you're all like, what? I have your attention now?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? You're all going to listen? If you have something in the bag that you would like out.
Yeah, Pops and Sass. That's when I was like thinking 6 maybe. Because I was trying to think back of when this happened and when they were taken in 2023. So, and she was what, 9? 8 or 9? I mean, way too young to leave it as her sole responsibility to pack her lunch. I mean, to me, in my honest opinion, until they are what, 12, 13, that's still something as a mom you should be doing, or at least double checking to make sure they got their lunch made. You know, make it the night before we go to bed. We're making your lunches. Make sure you grab your lunch out of the fridge, whatever. If you have a super busy morning, I can understand that. But to expect a small child of that age, kindergarten, to pack a lunch? Bitch, please. Oh my God. I can't. I can't with this woman.
You can
I really dislike her. I may dislike her more than Lori Vallow, and I don't know that that's possible.
pay cash for it. So you learn the value of your items. Or
Wait, what is she having them do? Let's go. Okay.
Now listen. If you have something in the bag that you would like out, you can pay cash for it. So hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch. I'm going to explain the rules to this.
7.
We're done.
Julie, stop reading their homework.
So you're all like, what? I have your attention now?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? You're all going to listen?
Hey, Steph. Kathleen says, my kids borrowed money from the office and paid them the next day. I remember when my kids were in school, like if the lunch account ran low and like I didn't get the message, or the kids forgot to hand me the note saying, hey, they need lunch money, they would give them like peanut butter and jelly. And I mean, that's still food. But or they would let them borrow so much, till we paid it, and then you always had to pay it at the end of the year to get your report cards to move up to the next. So it wasn't no big deal. That's just how the school works. But you never let a kid go hungry. T-Pex, I still pack my daughter's lunches. One is 17 and the other is 21. You are mom of the year. Your girls are amazing.
If you have something in the bag that you would like out, you can pay cash for it. So you learn the value of your items. Or you can give what? Dad, I'll let you take the conversation from here.
You can do an equivalent value chore to get it back. And whatever isn't claimed by the end of the day goes in the garbage.
Yeah, Steph, I don't understand it either. This is the cruelest thing. They're getting over. Let me find the other video because I really wanted to. Was it this one? Yeah, let's do this one. Here's part 2 of.
Do a routine for our homeschool. I took a solid 3 weeks to really get underway of what our routine would look like. And I did print up a little schedule right here that kind of takes.
And you know what? I get when you have that big of a family, I totally understand needing a full schedule like this. This is really kind of organized and makes my head hurt because I am not that. But this looks pretty freaking detailed.
This through what each day looks like, although we've never actually stuck to the schedule solidly. It is kind of a nice, gauge for how we're doing. Every morning
we start with reading a family book. And so the first book that we read together was The Call of the Wild.
And now the book that we're reading is Little House in the Big Woods. I like starting off our mornings reading just a family-friendly, uplifting book because I'm still pretty tired and the kids are still pretty cold and they're warming up, and it's just a great way to slowly ease into the day.
Abby is going to be excused. Abby, what do you do now that you leave our family reading time?
I do school by myself. I just go up and do homework in class.
So Abby has classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she uses that time to study and read and learn Greek and all kinds of stuff. But you're pretty independent.
Mm-hmm.
Chad's home doing school from home because he's on quarantine.
Oh, Steph, y'all make sure to take cover. Be safe. Ellen Dragon, her face is so punchable, 100%. Like I would like to bitch slap her a few times.
To be honest with you, the favorite part for me during homeschool is math. I love teaching math.
Because I know if they're getting it or not, because there's a definite answer and then everything else is definitely off. With English, how's your test coming? Have any questions? Okay. And Abby.
Like, I get it. You're living your life on the internet and this is how you're making your money. Okay. But can your kids at least do schoolwork without being interrupted with it? Mariska! Oh my God, girl, it has been a while. How are you? But like, she's not even letting these guys do tests without interrupting them with the damn camera in their face. Like, insane. I feel like I'm going to say a lot with her.
is straight at work.
Yeah.
And Chad is straight at work. Oh boy. Dwight loves
That would be his beanbag he slept on.
school time too. Through what our routine has looked like. While the kids are working out on this side of the basement,
I'm going to work out on this side.
This would be me trying to work out. The dogs would be all in my business.
Seeing the children in class has helped me more than any parent-teacher conference has ever helped.
good morning, passengers. Life around this house has changed drastically. To say that our schedule is different is quite a bit of an understatement. So I'm going to take you through what our routine has looked like, at least during the morning.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every bite, I can feel my neck and my arm.
It's nothing but dirt. And Dwight came outside and frolicked in the dirt. So he's a dirty little puppy now. Eve, you guys see how pretty it is outside?
No.
Like, they can't even wake up without a camera in their face. Like, what in the world? Ugh, there I go again.
Up. Wake up, little girl. Time to take a bath. No.
I just can't. I just. Edited. Very, very strange husband. I'm looking for this one that I wanted to show with Chad. Could have sworn I had it in this folder here. All right, let me go find the other playlist. Let's see. Because I know I saved it. I guess I put it in the other. The other file. Nope. Just hit my own video. Silly, silly girl. Oops. Close my chat. Yeah, it really was no life for the kids. Like, they have no opportunity to be kids without a camera in their face and every little thing they do being content. And I struggle with that because our kids should be left out of drama, right? Our kids, that is something that keeps getting screamed from Cromwellville. But when you live your life on the internet and your kids are always on the internet, people are going to scrutinize and people are going to really, really, really make your children their content. And it's not okay. It is not okay. But it also is par for course because you've made it the content. Why is it not letting me? This is frustrating because I know that I have this video saved and now I can't figure out which video it is. Let's see. Crime, anything on kids through hell. Okay, this is just creepy. All right, I'll share this one with y'all. Right. Why were people making this content, Ellen Dragon? Why was this something that the brand deals poured in for? And this is something that Sherry Franke, the oldest daughter, and Kevin Franke, the husband, have now fought for and started changing the laws, because what they've done, one thing they did is the law passed that, I think it's in Utah, that content creators that make $150,000 or more have to put 25%, and their kids are on there, they have to put 25% of their earnings aside into a trust for the children when they turn 18, and the children have access to have content removed. Right, Ellen Drake. I don't understand why people. I mean, maybe if you have a big family and you want to see the life of a big family and the fun stuff that goes on, I just think there's limits, and I don't see that some of this was fun. Like, yes, ma'am, I do still have Discord. Let me get the link. Hold on. If I can remember how to invite people to Discord. Settings. Copy link. Here is the Discord link, guys. I am wanting to do some things in Discord. I think that'd be fun. Give us a way to just catch up and have a fun time. Okay, so here's another one.
The morning of a trip, we like to be nice and slow and quiet.
Because we've prepared well the night before.
Because we find
Shut up.
the kids respond better to tranquility and calmness.
That there is nothing happy and fun about that. Like, seriously, woman.
I'm scared to ride the roller coaster.
Thank you at once for sponsoring this video.
I think the secret is having a megaphone, Kevin.
Seems to work.
Shove that megaphone up your ass.
The kids are gonna
Sorry, I apologize. That was me.
hate me seriously by the end of this trip.
I ain't gonna lie. I have flown with my children. I flew from the States to Germany with my two oldest when Dave was already over there. So I had to fly by myself. That was what, a 7-hour flight, 9-hour flight? I don't know. It was long and I was sick the whole trip. Thank God it was all retired military, because they took my kids and dealt with my children while I puked my guts up. But it was not fun at all. The thought of taking 6 children on an airplane to go anywhere does not sound like a fun time. It just doesn't.
Daughter's walking with a funny walk.
The look on people's faces when we get on airplanes is like classic. And every single.
You hear that?
The police are gonna come and then be like,
Whose bag is this?
It's his back.
Put it upstairs.
Chad cracks me up because he is a character.
That was my megaphone?
That was our suitcase.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
These kids are the most precious things, guys. They really are cute, adorable children. Like I just my heart just breaks for these children and what they had to go through.
That's how it's done.
Shut up. Let's see. That is another video. I want that. On that one video. It's making me angry. And the fact that I had it saved, and now it's not where I thought it was. And watch, it'll be somewhere right there in the middle of. Is this it? Pause. I don't want to hear that music right now. Nope, that ain't it. But I bet you if I go to my history, then I'll find it. It'll probably be a whole lot easier than doing this.
I could share mine. I started to share all my puppy stickers. Eve, I am really, really sorry. I went to the preschool this morning and picked up Eve, where she proceeded to tell me how mad she was at me because I didn't let her take Valentine's to share with her friends, and that's what she told the class.
On.
Why were you not
in preschool brought a Valentine to share.
Just makes me hate this woman even more. Seriously. Seriously makes me
In
hate
preschool.
even more. I'm talking to them. He comes in. Dave just come in the room and he's giving me a look because I'm talking to myself.
Give me a look for the noise he had on the computer.
Till the sun sinks through my. This is not it either. Why cannot y'all? I'm so mad at myself for not, and I just keep going back to the exact video.
That's why.
Huh?
So that right
Yeah,
there,
it keeps going right back to that one. Yeah, T-Pex, the one video I'm looking for is literally Chad and his eyes are black. That's why I'm mad that I can't find it because let me go to my history. Shush, shush, shush. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Sherry and Eve do look a lot alike. Yeah, and I had it saved specifically because I'm like, oh my God, I have to show this because I wanted to see if y'all saw what I saw. And now it's not there. And that's pissing me off. And I'm so used to doing this on my phone that when I'm on my computer, I can't find it because there's no history button. Let's see. Wait, let's see here. Ah, never mind. Found it, maybe. Well, let me just search. Yeah, Mariska's like, I know what you're talking about. That one looks like it's part of it, but not the... Look, and somebody mentioned Gypsy a while ago, and now I got Gypsy videos popping up. Thanks! I'm looking. Hold on, guys. I am so sorry. I thought I had this saved, and it just did not save the way... And it probably is hidden in all the other stuff. Is this it? That ain't it. He's a little bit older. But she's talking to him, and she's telling him that the meaning of... What is it? The meaning of his name, or something about his name, and that he needs to do it happy. Oh, Bubbles, another one. Thank you. I was kind of angry typing, wasn't I? I was a little aggressive. Why can't I find this video? This is making me angry. What's going to happen is I'll have to find it again, and then I will... Oh, this is one I want to watch, though. Let me add it to there. You know what? Let's go look. Watch later. Yeah, and she's like, you need to fake being happy, I think is what she says to him. And he's like, I don't know if I can. Well, and it's not in my watch later either. Like, what the hell? You can see if you can find it. Okay, that'll work. So I think that one is in the Hulu special. And maybe, but I could have sworn I had it on YouTube too. Maybe not. Maybe. Two men Discord. Okay. Switch. Site. Oops.
Grandpa, so tell us who you're named after. Grandpa.
Okay. Go here. Okay.
Grandpa, so tell us who you're named after. Grandpa. Which grandpa? Okay,
Yes.
we're gonna try this again. You be a little
Yes, perfect one, Mariska. That's the one I was wanting. Thank you.
talkative here. I am. I'm talking, answering your questions.
But look at his eyes. See his eyes right here, guys? Look at that black. See this right here? And see this right here? That is not a healthy child. That looks like bruising, in my opinion. What do y'all think? That doesn't look good. Can I punch her? Can I just punch her?
Hush! If I hear one more word, get out! If I'm gonna let you vlog, and if I'm gonna spend all my time helping you, you're gonna help me too. Be excited to tell them where your name came from, even if you have to fake it. Fake being happy.
The problem, T-Pex, is I would have to get arrested and thrown into Utah prison to be able to punch her. So I have to figure something else out. Yeah, this is not that of a healthy child. He does not look okay. He looks bruised. That does not look okay to me at all. Only if we get caught. It looks like both eyes to me. The one eye is darker than the other. I mean, it could just be total exhaustion. Like if the camera's constantly in their face and he's not sleeping good, if she's screaming and ranting and raging, and I'm wondering if Sherry talks about it in the book. Maybe as we go through the book, we'll be able to pinpoint maybe that timeline. But I mean, it's just. No, and here's another one. Is this the one that I just did? Oh, this is one that I have. I didn't show it yet, though. Let's go. Let's do this. Oops. Go hit the wrong button here in a second.
My eyes. Kiss him or Boston? Did you kiss her?
Yeah, it's Russell. Look how cute that baby is, y'all. Yes, it is on Audible. It is absolutely on Audible. I don't know if I can drop the link for Audible on that or not, but it is in Audible because I have both. I have the hard copy and the Audible. Russell has got, these kids are beautiful. These are the prettiest children. I swear, my God, these kids have my heart. Like, I can't.
Okay, I kiss you.
He's like, nah, go away. The title is The House of My Mother by Sherry Franke, Shari.
Are you kissing Boston?
She licked him.
I think Boston went in for that one. I think I have to watch you two. What do you think of that?
I think that's good.
I don't think you should go in there. Eve, I don't think you should go in there. Oh, Eve, I don't think you should.
Take out the shelves.
You go in there. Sorry. Here, don't. Here, let go of the gas. Let go of the gas.
This would be me on one of these. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably take out half a store.
I'm just gonna.
You don't want a bike? Well, why? What's wrong with this one?
Well, it's not too big for you, Russell. You're gonna go and sweat. You're gonna...
You gotta keep pedaling, Russell. We'll find a smaller one for you. And it's okay if you fell down and cracked.
A program where he's going to spend the next 8 to 10 weeks living in the
Anasazi Desert.
the desert mountains of Arizona, and he'll be without. So you're probably wondering, what did Chad do? Okay, we're not even going to entertain that stuff, but it's an accumulation of things over years, well before we ever started YouTubing or well before we ever got into social media. And it's reached, the idea is with wilderness therapy.
Okay, if you guys have not watched the videos I've done on the troubled teen industry, I'm gonna get that link here in just a minute, but this makes me so angry. And Jody actually was involved with some of this. I'll get to that here in a minute. Let's finish this.
If you can survive with these peers in the wilderness with nothing more than the clothes on your back and a couple of field supplies, then there's nothing in this world that you can't tackle.
I'm just going to, public disclaimer, let's put this out there. If you have a teenager who is giving you a hard time and you are at your wits' end and you have no idea what else you're going to do to save this child and them not end up in prison, do not, under any circumstances, put them in a wilderness program, a troubled teen industry school, one of the ranch programs. None of those. Do not use those systems. They are flawed, they are dangerous, and they do more harm than they do good. Please, for the love of all that is holy, do not put them in one of those. Seek professional help from a licensed, ranked, and good standing therapist. But do not do one of these schools.
Julie has asked that we not show her face. Do you want to tell us
Can you respect that and not show the poor baby's face? Of course not.
what happened? I think I may have already explained it. Her face looks very sore on one side of her face. It's pretty rough, pretty swollen, very sad. I don't want you to think you can't have a birthday party this week. I don't want our relationship to be an untrusting relationship.
Does he look like he believes her? I don't think he believes her. Why is she biting his ear? That is way inappropriate. Way inappropriate that she just did this. Oh my God. Okay, I have to remove that for a minute. Holy hell. Holy hell. Can't bite with no teeth. She needs them all removed. That, So a little sex education. That is an erogenous zone for people. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. That is a red flag. That is, oh my God, trigger warning. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to write her a letter in prison. I'm going to write her. I think I am. think I will write her in prison. Okay, why does it keep? Okay, so let's go. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll write her. I'm gonna have to work on that letter. Because y'all, that made my stomach turn. That made my stomach turn. Holy crap. So as they rock along and we talked about a while ago, before I went into the videos, that they'd met Jody and Jody was doing the counseling sessions, and Jody had started going through a whole, and I may just do a whole episode on just Jody Hildebrand, because there is so much on her that I think it's an injustice not to. So I think I want to give her her own, because there were reports of hearing voices in the documentary. They have video of her like screaming in this deep guttural voice, and these weird episodes. I don't know if they were legit or if she was faking. I'm going to be honest. I'm suspecting it was fake, because of after she was arrested, how she played that nothing happened. And yeah, she was very extreme. But she they go to her home, and Kevin talks about he's floored with how massive the home is, how amazing the home is. They have to move her in, and they tell Sherry, hey, she's gonna have to take your room. So Sherry has to move out of her room, which she's getting ready for college, so no big deal. She just had to move out early. She was kind of put off by it. At this point, they were going to send Chad to the military school, and he didn't want to go, and he asked what he could do, and he started having private sessions with Jody. So Jody didn't only counsel Ruby, she counseled Kevin, she counseled Chad. She did this with all of these families, each individual person. And I think it kind of comes into what is the word I'm looking for? Words work, and I just totally lost the word. Conflict of interest. Because if I'm seeing a counselor for my issues, and I have a counselor seeing my son for issues and my husband for issues, how do I know that counselor's not? I mean, I guess you do have family therapists. I don't know. I for me in the church setting, I think it's wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at that wrong. I don't. It just feels like a conflict of interest, right? But we see it happen. I mean, therapists do it all the time. They'll meet with the child and then they meet with the family. But we have a woman that's meeting with the husband, meeting with the wife, telling the wives different things about the husbands. She's basically breaking the trust, because she's divulging private information that happened in these counseling sessions. So that's not okay. For one, I would think would fall under HIPAA, because it's medical, because she's a licensed therapist. That is one thing Kevin is fighting, to have things changed on therapist records. And I don't know, but he starts seeing her, and evidently that goes pretty well for a bit. He really bonded with her, and I'm sure he was terrified. Like, he'd already spent 7 months on a beanbag in the basement. He didn't have a room at all. He's a teenage boy. Teenagers need some privacy. We talked about Ari Wu a while back, and that was the one thing that bothered me, was that they had taken the doors off the bathroom, and she could not even go to the bathroom with the door off, or with the door closed, and that bothers me. It just, Yeah, no child should have to give up a room for a live-in therapist. They just shouldn't. This woman had money; she didn't need to move in with them. It was weird as a business partner. I don't know. That's just none of it made sense. And I struggle with Kevin here because I feel like he was a pussy, right? He just backed the fuck up and let this woman control their family. And he was not the head of the household, which in any religion tells you the man's the head of the household and he should have taken control of his home here. And he did not. And I struggle with that. You know, they move, she tells him, you know, Jody convinces Ruby that Kevin's got to leave the home. So he's out of the home for a year. Oh, there's another video. Hold on. Let me go find it. I think we just did that one. Did I play it? Yeah, Kevin is the father, T-Pex. Right. He claimed he didn't understand. Ah, there it is. Why is it not letting me open the link? Okay, let me close out. It's Mariska, it's not opening as a video. Why is it not opening? It's not opening as a video, and I don't know why. That's from the last link. Okay, yeah, it's not opening. It's weird. So, but she convinces Ruby that Kevin has to move out, that there's problems and he's going to move out. But it's not that he just has to move out. He's not allowed to have any contact. Like, they're not allowed to call him. He's not allowed to call his children. When Sherry was in college, he was not allowed to have contact with her. She said there was a time she sent a message and he hearted it and then unhearted it. And I mean, she was blocked for a time. And so he not only moved out of the home, he completely isolated his children from his life. And even in the after they were arrested, Jody and Ruby, he's very confused by a lot of the questioning and understanding what's happening. And so I'm very concerned. I think that things have gone through that he's doing the work that needs to be done because I think he's very brainwashed himself. And I think that he needs extreme therapy for these children to be safe. However, he did finally tell the prison he did not want any more contact with Ruby. He did get a divorce from Ruby, and he did get custody in March of the kids, the minors. So, and they had taken all 4 minors, the 2 oldest ones, and I don't know those names. I know the 2 youngest ones because we've seen it on here, Eve and Russell. They were the ones that were held prisoner basically. All 4 of those children were in separate homes in the system. Yeah, he is very confused, Bubbles, very confused. And so it just is weird. It just is so weird. But let's do let's go to this video. And warning, some of what they may show, I'm trying to remember exactly which one this is, maybe a little graphic and maybe traumatizing. This is about child abuse and what went on.
Your emergency. Okay, and the phone number you're calling from. Tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor.
I tell you what, hold on. I don't want to do this one yet. Let's go to the other one first. Let me make sure. Is that showing? Nope. Good thing I looked because I thought it was still showing. So this is the video of the door ring camera when he when Russell comes up asking for help.
Answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
All I can think right now is this little boy had to have been so scared that that Jody or his mother were going to come find him. It's broad daylight. He's going door to door trying to get help. He is a true hero. Russell is a true hero.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
Let's go.
Can you do me 2 favors? Take me to the police station. How amazing is this boy?
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
It's personal business. Poor baby. He's so scared.
Have a seat.
Again, I need to beat her ass. Can somebody please beat this woman's ass? Please.
What's your name? How'd you get here?
I
222-1512. I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and he's emaciated. He's got tape around his legs. He's hungry and he's thirsty.
need someone immediately.
But he has duct tape around
Big
his ankle.
injuries, there's sores around them.
Yeah, there's sores around him. I think there's a good chance he's been.
And he also has.
Oh, and he has
around
around his
wrist
ankle.
as well.
I mean, his wrist as well. Okay, this boy has been.
Needs immediate attention. Oh.
Look at her. Look at this woman get down there to let him know he's okay. Oh, I hate those people.
Oh, you were such a good kid.
This kid is always sleeping.
Listen to him cry.
I think he's sleeping. He's hungry and.
Yes, Ellen Dragon, I need bail money.
So he escaped.
We need the police here now.
They're on the line.
You don't have any allergies to that? Okay.
She's doing the grandma thing. Like, I'm getting food. Like, I'm feeding the kid. He's getting, do you have a nut allergy? Like, she's getting him food. Like, that would be my thing. I'm just feeding the baby. I need to feed him.
I hear a car down coming on the driveway.
Hey, I'm so glad you're here.
Menopause doctor. Y'all don't want to watch all his videos. I'm not sure why that popped up. That's not in this file. So, this was a short video, and this is inside the ambulance.
How did you get the ropes on you?
Look at him. Look at how emaciated he is. Like, this is not okay. And I actually have the pictures of this. I might put those in. I'll discuss it with mods and see, because I could put these in Discord because I have the file. I did get the whole file. It's traumatic.
Who did them? You're not in trouble with me, okay? We're just trying to figure out what's going on. Our main focus right now is you, okay? Who put the ropes on you? Supposed to help you what? How did you get the ropes on you? How did you get the ropes on you?
911, the address of your emergency. Okay, and the phone number you're calling from. Tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's
Okay, thank you, T-Pax. Have a good evening. Love you, girl.
house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated. He's got tape around his legs. He's hungry and he's thirsty.
Okay. Is your door locked?
No, I'm sitting outside with him on the front patio.
Okay, cool.
And he asked us to call the police.
What's
So
his
he's
name?
very afraid. What's your last name? He's 12 years old. Yes.
Okay, and can you ask him his date of birth?
Can you tell me your birthday?
And I am glad that they have redacted all that information, because even though we know his name in his face because of them being on public social media and all of this, on these public platforms, these are still children that have been through a very horrific ordeal, and their life is kind of a spectacle right now, and they do need to be protected. I hope that they are in the best therapy that they can get, and I truly hope that Kevin is receiving therapy and seeing where he went wrong to protect his children from here on out.
Okay, and are the neighbors out of their home, or is anybody looking for them that you can see?
No. Our homes are far enough away. I'm not sure. How did you get out of the house?
Porch. He went out.
He says he just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jody Hildebrand, and she lives 2 doors up the street. Yeah, out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart.
He was awarded custody in March, Kathleen, of this year. So he has done what they have asked him to do according to the state. Now there's nothing in the records saying if they have made that transition yet, but he was awarded custody in March. So that I don't know. I know I had read somewhere the other day that they were with Sherry, the 2 girls, the 2 older girls, and that they were no longer with Sherry, but are no longer with Sherry. So I don't know for sure on that.
So he walked just under the block to get to our house. He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he's very thirsty and
Need an ambulance?
I don't think he needs an ambulance. I'll let the cops decide that, but his ankles are taped up and he won't tell us why.
Okay.
But he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around them. I think there's a good chance.
So she would take, I think it was honey and cayenne pepper, and coat the sores with that, and then wrap it with duct tape, plastic and duct tape. Insane. Horrifically insane. They would force them to stand and jump on the those little exercise trampolines in this heat for hours, or stand just outside and stand for hours and hours and hours for punishment because they were evil. And one of the jailhouse calls I listened to, she's talking about the Bible, talking about the children being evil and the world wouldn't see that. So in the beginning, she was still really believing this mumbo jumbo of the children being evil and needing these punishments. Now there is, as those calls went on, she said that her attorney she noticed he would look at her like, are you really believing what you're saying? And then she found out that Jody was denying everything, completely denying everything that happened. And that was when she was like, she lied to me. Oh my God. And it pulled her out of that weird stupor she was in. And she started realizing how wrong she was. And she was thankful that Jody also pleaded guilty so that the children didn't have to go through any more trauma of a trial. So I do feel like she started seeing where she was wrong. I need to finish listening because it's a pretty long video. So I haven't finished listening to it. That's why I think we're probably going to have to do several episodes on this because there's really a lot to this to break down.
And he's been, and he has been around his ankles. I mean, his wrists as well. Okay, this boy has been, this kid has obviously been, I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Okay. Let's get the paramedics headed over that way, okay?
Oh, that's a good idea, too.
Let's see. Has he told you where his mom or dad are?
Haven't asked him that. Yeah.
Okay.
You know where your mom is?
I really got you.
Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't matter, son. Do you know where your mom and dad are?
Well, actually, I don't know where my mom is, but I do know where my dad is. He's not anywhere here. Really, nowhere.
Okay. No, he doesn't seem to. He says he knows where his mom is, but
He doesn't know where his dad is.
That's correct.
I do know where my dad is.
Is his mom home?
He doesn't live.
He just says he doesn't live around here.
Okay. Is his mom
We're
in
getting.
the area?
Is your mom around here? Have you seen her lately? doesn't know where she is right now.
Does he know his mom's name?
What's your mom's name? Ruby Frankie. Ruby Frankie is his mom's name.
Okay. How do you spell the last name?
Franke.
Franke.
This is heavy. This is so heavy. We're gonna have to throw some fun lives in between some of these because this is a lot, guys. This is a lot. And Ellen Dragon, absolutely. Okay, Chad and Lori Daybell, absolutely. That's why I'm like, this is so parallel to that story that I would almost want to tell anybody looking at Mormonism to run. And I know this is extreme Mormonism, right? And so, and if you're a Mormon, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Please hear me. But man, what the hell?
Okay. And does she live in the area?
No, I'm not sure where she lives. He's trying to help us, but he's
That's okay. We don't want to stress him out too much. The officers will go over all these questions with him anyway. I just want to stay on the phone with you until we get some help there, okay?
yeah.
What's your name?
My name is.
Not that finished. What did it do? Okay.
Can you ask him if any other children were in the home he came from?
Okay. Was there any other kids up at Jody's house? Anybody else? No. How old? Yeah, this is the 30th of, or excuse me, the 29th of August.
It'll be the 30th of August.
10 and 14, and they're still at this house.
Are they tied up as well?
What's the deal with? Are they being held? Do they have wounds on them as well?
Nothing bad going on with us.
Okay.
Hello, Into the Weeds. How are you, my friend?
Okay. So they're able to walk around the house and everything. Well, okay. He says everything's fine with them.
So he's a little confused. Like he's talking about the two middle girls that were at the other home because she had left those two girls at their home in Utah, right? Is it Utah or is it Arizona? I think this is Arizona. Anyways, and so the two girls were left home alone at their home, at the Frankie home, and Ruby and Jody had taken the two younger ones, Eve and Russell, to Jody's house, and that's where the torture happened. So he's not even mentioning Eve. I wonder, I'm guessing he didn't remember that Eve was still there because they had been in separate rooms.
Grain of salt.
Yeah, Kathleen, to pack the house. They were left there to pack the house. The neighbors had seen them like peeking through the windows and they knew they were there, but they had not seen anybody else. And then when the cops showed up there was nobody in the home because she had taken the girls to somebody else's home, a friend's home. And I'm suspecting she knew this was coming, maybe.
Okay.
He says what's happened to him is his fault.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear that?
That's sad to hear. They're coming to you as quick as they can, okay?
I could not do 911 dispatch. Like, I could not keep my composure. There's no way.
Okay, yeah.
Really
Yeah,
well. I just want to make sure.
he's fine. I've got him sitting here. My wife, he got him water and giving him something to eat because he's hungry and just a young man. He's hearing his stocking feet. So he escaped.
Well, I'm glad that he was able to make it to
They're on their way.
where he could be safe. They should just be pulling up now. Let me know when they're with you, okay?
Will do. I hear a car, but they're not coming on the driveway. You did good. Enjoy that banana, okay?
Yeah, he
You
just
did the
turned
right
up a
thing.
few seconds ago, so he might be waiting for his partner. I'm not sure.
I think that's pretty much the end of this call. There's another. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. Not gonna lie. Oh, this would have been easier if I'd have just gone here. Here we go. And again, it wants to be split. Okay, let's see. This video is saved. So, and if y'all have not hit the thumbs up, guys, if you would please hit the thumbs up, I would appreciate it. So they arrest them that day, and they ended up charging them with 4 felony counts of child abuse. Now, had Jody not pled guilty, I think either one, they'd have been looking at life in prison. From what I'm understanding and what I was reading, what they got, and I have that. Let's see, let me pull it up. So they both received consecutive prison terms, 1 to 15 years for aggravated child abuse. There were 4 counts, 4 consecutive prison terms. And what this means is they could serve a minimum of 4 years and a maximum of 60. However, Utah law dictates that the total time served for consecutive sentences cannot exceed 30 years. So they can get out at 30 years. Good thing on that is those children will be adults and can make up their mind on whether or not they want to have anything to do with their mother. So here is the judge talking to, I believe it's Jody. I hope everybody's having a good night. I hope y'all are. This content is heavy. This is definitely heavy content. Sorry.
Versus Hildebrandt, case 231501763. Counsel are present.
This is another one. Can we just punch her? Like, can we seriously just punch her in the fucking face?
Ms. Hildebrandt is present.
Like a full-on cat fight, right? Like grabbing the hair. She just needs her ass beat. Like, I seriously can't stand this woman.
Counsel, there is a pre-sentence investigation report. I have read it. Everyone has seen and reviewed that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Again, the sentence was stipulated at the time of the plea agreement. What record do we need to make other than going forward with sentencing?
Your Honor, it would be repetitive. I had the same statement just with the last few paragraphs where I was differentiating between Ms. Franke and Ms. Hildebrandt.
Okay, let's talk about housekeeping matters first. What about restitution?
We've stipulated to keep that open for 8 months.
It is appropriate, Your Honor, since we don't have any evidence with respect to restitution, and that's because it is still in the process of being gathered by the county attorney's office. It's completely appropriate for the court to make no orders with respect to restitution other than to reserve all issues regarding restitution, and we have no issue with the eight-month time frame.
And the injunction that was previously issued by the court will remain in effect?
It will.
At least until that time?
It will remain in effect until further order of this court.
All right. Mr. Clark?
Thanks, Your Honor. The state of Utah respectfully requests that the court sentence Ms. Hildebrandt to consecutive prison terms for each of the 4 counts of aggravated child abuse to which she has pleaded guilty. The sentence was agreed to her in her plea agreement and is also recommended by adult probation and parole. Ms. Hildebrandt committed awful acts of child abuse. From May to August 2023, she and her business partner held 2 children, ages 9 and 11, turning 12, in a concentration camp-like setting in her house in Ivan City. The children were regularly denied food, water, beds to sleep in, and virtually all forms of entertainment. They were isolated from others and were hidden when people came to visit the house. They were forced to do physical tasks like carrying loaded boxes up and down stairs and doing wall sits or sitting against a wall without assistance of a chair or stool for hours at a time. They were forced to do manual labor outdoors in the extreme summer heat, often without shoes or socks. And they were also forced to stand outside on a cement patio.
I hope the prison system makes this woman stand outside in no socks and shoes on the hot pavement and lift 5-gallon buckets of water above her head over and over and over again. And every time she drops a bucket or spills any water, they shoot her with a beanbag.
In the summer heat for hours and even days. They were beaten, and the 12-year-old was regularly bound hand and foot after he attempted to run away in mid-July. Both children had extensive physical injuries from the abuse that required hospitalization to treat. The injuries from the binding are particularly bad. In addition to the physical abuse, the children were emotionally abused. They each believed to some degree that they deserved what was being done to them. Had the older of the 2 children not had the courage to run away and ask a neighbor to call the police, heaven only knows how much longer he could have survived.
It is just a miracle that he was able to get out and escape. Otherwise, we would be looking at another situation like Tylee and JJ. I have no doubt. Because the dad was estranged, right? It had been a year. These 2 could have disposed of those children and nobody would have known it for a very long time.
After being caught, Ms. Hildebrandt has shown little to no remorse for her actions. In telephone conversations that will be provided in full to the Board of Pardons and Parole, and which she knew to be recorded, she's repeatedly claimed that she is the victim and the children are the perpetrators. She has gone so far as to say that the things said in this proceeding and covered by the media today will be full of lies. The combination of 3 factors make Ms. Hildebrandt a significant threat to the community. First, the severity of the abuse she caused to be inflicted on young children. Second, her attitude that everything she did was justified and that she is being wrongfully imprisoned. And third, her training as a therapist, and aptitude for using online resources to convince others to follow her guidance.
She is an extremely dangerous woman. Extremely dangerous. Her following with the connection thing is insane. We're going to do a whole nother episode on just Jody because I think she needs her own episode.
Utah Code Section 76.3.401 lays out 3 factors the court should consider in determining whether to impose concurrent or consecutive sentences. The first is the gravity and circumstances of the offense. The second is the number of victims. And the third is the history, character, and rehabilitative need of the defendant. As agreed to in the plea agreement and as recommended by Idaho Probation and Parole, consecutive sentences are appropriate here. This is due to the severity of the abuse to the 2 victims and the extreme need for Ms. Hildebrandt to be rehabilitated so that she no longer will present a risk to the community. The state respectfully requests that she be sentenced to 4 consecutive terms.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Mr. Terry?
Thank you, Your Honor. I will be brief.
Do we see some emotion? Could there be just a slimmer little hint of emotion right there? I bet it's not for the children. I bet it's for her own ass.
As is always the case in cases that come before courts, there are 2 sides to every case. And even in a case like this, that remains the case. There are many allegations regarding these 2 individuals, Ms. Franke and my client, Ms. Hildebrandt. The only facts in this case that are adjudicated facts are those set forth in the plea agreement that she entered into freely and knowingly and voluntarily. Those facts, those adjudicated facts, are significant. They certainly provide a basis for the pleas and provide a basis for the stipulated sentence in this case. My experience with Ms. Hildebrandt is that she is not the person that she has been portrayed to be. But having said that, she has accepted responsibility in this case. She has entered into this plea agreement with a stipulated sentence of 4 consecutive sentences. She did that at the time she entered into the plea agreement, knowing that that would be the court's order. She is before the court today, knowing that that will be the court's order, and she fully accepts that. She accepts responsibility and she accepts the consequences for her conduct. And we will submit it to the court on the stipulated agreement.
Mr. Terry, you suggested that there are 2 sides to every case. I generally agree with you. Ms. Hildebrandt didn't make a statement to AP&P in the course of the pre-sentence investigation report.
Correct.
Why did she not make a statement?
She wanted to reserve her right to make a statement before the court today, and she has a brief statement that she wants to read, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
all right. Ms. Hildebrandt? Go ahead.
I sincerely love these children.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. You do not have the right to say that about those children.
I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally. One of the reasons I did not go to trial is that I did not want them to emotionally relive the experience which...
Nah, honey, you didn't want to risk life in prison. Come on, be real.
Would have been detrimental to them. My hope and prayer is that they will heal and move forward to have beautiful lives. I am willing to submit to what the state feels would be an appropriate amount of time served to make retribution as an outcome.
And in answer to your question, Your Honor, I knew that whatever she might say to the author of the pre-sentence report would probably sound hollow and self-serving, and perhaps it does today. But I know that my client, in the statement that she makes to the court today, that statement is absolutely sincere.
Does Ms. Hildebrandt recognize that it's her behavior that caused the harm to the children that she's referred to in her statement?
Your Honor, she recognizes that she was, along with Miss Franke, that she made decisions with respect to the.
Still not taking accountability, right? If you're going to take accountability, you don't say, I did it, but it was with so-and-so. No, you say, I am responsible. My actions are my actions and my actions alone. That is how you take accountability. Jesus Christ.
Discipline of those children that were wrong, that caused harm to those children. She fully recognizes that and accepts responsibility for that.
All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Hildebrandt, this circumstance is tragic. It's largely, of course, of your making. By any measure, your conduct in this case was disastrous for these children. Adults are supposed to protect children. Adults with specialized training in particular are supposed to protect children.
100%, Judge. 100%.
You didn't do that in this case. In this case, you terrorized children, and the results have been tragic. It's what happened to these children, and your philosophy in dealing with them, frankly, seems detached from reality or any objective standard of decency or even common sense. And the court finds,
even if I am not mistaken, a therapist oath that they take is along the lines of what doctors take, right? And I need to look that up, see if there is an oath that they take for their license, which would have said do no harm. This treatment doesn't follow that at all.
that it is appropriate that you serve a prison sentence. The court finds under the statute, Utah Code 76-3-401, that given the gravity and circumstances of the offenses, the number of victims, and the history and character and needs of the defendant, that consecutive sentences are appropriate. The court imposes 4 1 to 15-year sentences to be again served consecutively for each of the 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. The last thing I do need to tell you is that you only have 30 days to file or perfect an appeal of any error of the court by filing a written notice of appeal with the clerk of the court. If you don't do that,
What's StreamYard flashing red at me? Well, I do know, and when we're going to do another episode on her, because her niece comes out and speaks about the abuse that she did for her, and it was bad. It was bad. So I think we definitely need to do a whole nother Jody Hildebrandt episode. I just think she needs her own. I think she needs her own. I didn't click those a while ago. Oopsies. I have a fascination with cults. Cults fascinate me. They always have. And when you get into these kinds of religious cults, like this isn't a Jonestown or a Waco. This is regular church. These are regular, this is like going to the Baptist church. It's just Mormonism. It's a whole nother, it's a religion. It's its own religion. It's got its own beliefs, but it's huge, right? And there is such a thin line in Christianity, religion, and cults. There is such a thin line. And this is why you just will not ever find me a part of organized religion again. And that doesn't mean I don't believe in God. That doesn't mean I don't believe in the higher power and all of those things and praying. And absolutely, please, if you do you, but be smart. Do not let these churches tell you how to live your marriage, how to, what to wear, what you can eat, what you can watch, who you can date. Do not do anything as part of a religion that dictates your life. I remember having the church shame me because my daughter's t-shirts rose up a little bit and showed her stomach. Because you remember in the 90s, early 2000s, the pants were really low and the shirts were, and so you had to, it was a struggle bus to make sure your shirts covered everything. And it was a struggle bus. But I was shamed for that. I was shamed because my children listened to secular music, and I was told I needed to have them listen to better music. I was told that when I bought clothes for myself that I needed to be in the dressing room doing the holy roller dance to make sure nothing showed, because it wasn't fair to the pastor if I had cleavage showing. I remember not watching TV or movies like Twilight. When Twilight first came out, we were part of the church and we didn't watch Twilight. Now, I love vampire movies. I'm a vampire fanatic. I love my dragons. I love all of the mystical stuff. And I would not watch it because it was awful and I was going to hell for watching it. Harry Potter. Guys, I still have not watched Harry Potter. To believe, I just never have taken the time since then to watch it. I need to. Maybe that's what I can watch here soon. I'll tell Dave, let's watch Harry Potter. We never watched Harry Potter. I don't miss my Game of Thrones, though. I'm just saying. I had a friend, and she meant well. And we had coffee and caught up and hadn't seen each other in a while. And she made this statement, something to the effect of, she had been really worried about me and me backsliding and going to hell. And I just asked her why she thought that. And she was like, well, because you drink alcohol or you say cuss words or, you have tattoos now, Brandy. And I'm like, do you understand that you're judging what I eat, what I drink, what I say, what I watch, or where I go makes you judging me, which is in the Bible not to do. And it's more of a sin than any of the shit that I'm doing. Don't worry about my relationship with God. That's between me and God. And so I struggle with organized religion. I do. And I am probably a hard ass with that. And I am probably the one person not to come to about organized religion. And what's sad is my son-in-law was a youth pastor. They're no longer youth pastors, but they do believe in going to church. And my daughter goes to support him. And her father-in-law is a pastor and she loves them and she does all of that. But she's very triggered by church people and the attitude that happens. LM Dragon says, my youngest was thrown out of a local Pentecostal church camp when she was about 10 for dressing inappropriately. She was invited by her friend, our neighbor, and she was a tomboy living on a horse farm. Oh my God. See, and that's the thing. If you are inviting the secular kids to come to your church camp and they come to your church camp and my God, they don't have their hair done right, or maybe they put some makeup on. If you're Pentecostal, you don't wear makeup and they put some makeup on, wear the shorts a little too short and you send them home. What message does that send them? Because isn't it the point of the church to bring them in and let them know they're loved no matter what and not judged? And this is, see, I'm going to get on my soapbox. It just, but you've got, I mean, we just had Velo and she's going into what trial is this one? 1, 2, 4th trial, because she's going in for the assault on the attempted murder on Brandon Boudreaux. That one's getting ready to start. And that whole meltdown was hilarious the other day. I need to do a video on that because I laughed my ass off. That judge, he ain't playing with her. No, he's done. He's so done with her. And but everything they did, all of the lives they took were because they were evil and they were zombies and they weren't part of the chosen. And that is not what God is about. Like, please, people, if this is something if you're listening and this is an area you're going down, please think about that. Please think about that. And for the love of God, do not whatsoever put your children in these troubled teen industries. Let me go pull this up. Hold on. I'm gonna drop this. Playlist. Let's close her because I don't want to look at her ugly face no more. Sort by. Nope. Why are these not alphabetical order? They're not alphabetical order. What the hell? Okay, let's go over here. This will be on my public playlist. Okay, this one is. I want to drop this in here. If y'all have not watched any of these, if you're new to the channel, I have 3. I have 3 in this playlist. Watch these and listen to these people. I have 3 different interviews that I did. And I have more coming. And Margaret is going to come talk some more when she can. She's working on the Netflix documentary, so she's in a contract and can't at the moment, but she will as soon as she can. When you hear these kids talk, and go listen to there are other videos out there with other creators that have interviewed some more of these people. I need to get back into those interviews, and because I had a whole list of them that wanted to interview. When you listen to their stories and what they went through, it is gut-wrenching to think of what, as a parent, and I'm thinking this is the best choice to save my kid because they're down this horrible path, and then I put them in this situation and it's abuse upon abuse. I mean, that's what Jody and Ruby were doing in that home, was the same thing these schools do to those kids. All of that weird punishment, the wall sits, the standing out on the concrete, the jumping on the trampoline, the sleeping on the floor, all of those things, that is what those troubled teen industries do. Do not, please, for the love of God, do not, or with love of whatever you believe in, do not put your kid in one of those situations. Please don't. Okay, Elm Dragon, I'll do that. Is it been going away? Because it's supposed to be saving it. Yeah, kneeling on rice is another one. I'll do that. I'll make sure to add it to that. Thank you for reminding me that, because I need to do that. And I'll also link it at the end of this video when they're watching. There will be a button that can take them to that playlist too. I'll do that too. So it is such a dangerous thing to do with your children. Please don't. All I can pray now, let's just hope that Kevin is doing therapy himself and getting the right things for him and his children to move forward. Man, they had no comments. I know one of them I had to edit something, and I may have forgot to hit live replay. That's possible too. Because I am ditzy. It happens. And I'm anxious to get into the book. Now that I've kind of got some of the story out, get into the book, and I want to do an episode on Jody. So I'm going to work on Jody's episode for next week, and let's start in the members only. Let's do Monday and start the book. And so let's get at least the first 2 chapters. Hopefully we can get through that. Bring your notes, bring your thoughts, and let's have a good discussion. I can even open it up so we can have a really, really good discussion. I want to thank my mods. You ladies rock. You are the bomb.com, and you guys keep me going, and I appreciate you so very much, and your support means the world to me. And those of you that continue to support me, LM Dragon, Mariska, Steph was in here a while ago, Into the Weeds still supports. I love you ladies. You guys are amazing. Kathleen, I'm so glad you were here. I'm trying to Pops and Sass. I appreciate you guys and your support. I am not super regular on here, and I am trying to do better at that because I do want to grow and keep doing content. And I literally run from anything gypsy. If y'all haven't noticed, because I just don't care. I'm over it. I'm so bored. Pops and Seth says, my final straw was when my kid, who is 3rd generation Catholic, sect required to pay 5% tithes, and I paid 10%. I was paying 10% tithes when 5% was minimum. What? Lord, I remember having the tithe thing beat into my head and panicking because that 10% was like our gas money. and they're like, you have to stand on faith and God will fill your gas tank. And mine lasted an extra 50 miles last time. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like, and it just, I don't know. It just bothers me. I am, But anyways, I have, and I may do some fun videos for y'all Saturday. We are going to Wine Fest. I need to put that other video up that I did last year on the Wine Fest. We had so much fun, but we have one that's really close by that we're going to. And I got 4 free tickets, and I'm like messaging so many people. I'm like, I have free tickets. Do y'all want to go? And everybody's busy. And I'm like, y'all are fuddy-duddies. Like, it's going to be fun, which is good. Some are going to graduation, so it's just bad timing. But I will see you guys Monday. And we'll start having babies hatch this next week. And y'all know me and my critters. I love to share that with y'all. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. I had a great night. Thank y'all for sticking out with me and my blender and trying to find the stupid video. Thank you, Mariska, for sending that to me. I think I'll put some of the documents that I have in Discord. Because she did keep journals. Ruby kept journals of everything that happened, what the kids said, what they did, what their punishment was, everything, like with timestamps. She detailed journals of it. And I'll put some of that in Discord. They actually sent me what I refer to as a disconnect letter, and it was all because I had my maiden name and married name mixed up. Oh my God. Do you know when my oldest, when I was with my ex, and my oldest was, let's see, Heather was probably under a year. She was probably 6 months. I was going to a little church and fell in love with this church. Like it gave me some peace because life was so crazy and stressful. And I had gone up, and I was really going up for like salvation, I guess. I had been saved when I was a kid, but I just went forward because I just felt compelled. And they were like, "Did you want membership?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess that's what I want. I don't know. You know, here I am, this 17-year-old kid. I just wanted God. I didn't care about the bullshit." And they accepted me in front of the church, had the church clap and welcome me in and love on me, blah, 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 blah. And the service was over. And I'm getting ready to leave. And the pastor says, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" Pulls me off to the side. And he said, "I just, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of the crowd, but you're an unwed mother. And we can't accept you into membership for the church because you're an unwed mother." I was devastated. So, in Brandy fashion, guys, I have not changed much from my youth. I knew his daughter and I knew her boyfriend. They partied at my house often. She was underage. And I said, "Well, so does that mean your daughter's not allowed to be a member?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I mean, she's having sex and she's not married." And he stumbled on his words and asked me to leave, and I wasn't welcome back. But I was invited to her engagement shower, right? And I might very possibly have shown up with some very inappropriate sex toys and condoms as a gift. My friend, her mother had brought me because she knew her daughter and I were friends, and she was horrified by my gift. I thought it was quite funny. I was quite proud of myself. It was the best $40 I had spent. And was not received well. It was not received well at all, but it was a good time. Needless to say, I didn't go back. And you can't treat people that way. A church is supposed to take everybody in. Jesus made friends with the hooker. So, like, it just, I can't stand religious people that are like that. Stop it. Just stop it. And that these cases like this bring me to those times where I'm just like, I become this rageous bitch because it does so much damage. Like, that damaged me as a 17-year-old kid because I was still a kid. I mean, I'd been on my own since I was 15, but I was still a kid. And you hear these stories like the daughter being kicked out of youth camp because she didn't have a skirt, and there's so many other instances happen. And you've got these children who were badly, badly abused in the name of God because they were evil and they were bad. They were children. They were children being children. Like, children sneak food and children disobey and children backtalk and children get hyper and children forget to make their lunch for school. You know what I mean? They're kids. Let them be kids. And they were badly abused. And thank God Russell is as strong as he was and escaped and got them help. Because this could have been a different story. We could be covering the story because those children were murdered, not just abused. And technically, in my honest, humble opinion, part of their soul was murdered because that part they can never get back. That time stolen, that damage done to their brain and their psyche cannot be recovered. And so, in my opinion, it's just as bad. It's just as bad. And I hope these women pay. Lacey Spears is in prison for the murder of her child, and that's a true Munchausen by proxy case where she was putting salt in his feeding tubes and poisoning him. And when she went to prison, they threw salt at her, tormented her with salt packets. And I hope these two women are being tortured by their fellow inmates for the treatment of these children. Truly hope that. Wish that on them. wish that on them. And I shouldn't. I know that's mean. I know that's wrong, but it is what it is, right? So, alrighty, and my friends, I am going to hop off of here. I think we need to do a drama live because there's been some fun drama happening in the Sebastian Rogers case. And these creators crack me up. They're insane. But I will see you guys Monday. We will start the book on Monday and members only. And I will probably, what I think I'm going to do, and let's kind of see what you guys think about it. After it's been in members only for a week, move it over to public for everybody else to see our conversations. If y'all want it to be kept private where it's members only, so it's a little more private, that's fine. I can do that too. But membership links were dropped. I will put them in the chat. They are on the community post. If you're watching the replay, go to the description. There will be a members link there to join us and come hang out with us. And let's do this book. Let's dig in. And it's going to be emotional. I imagine we're going to have to take some breaks. Well, the Pops and Sass, thank you for coming. I truly appreciate it. Wonderful, M Dragon. Appreciate it. I'm thinking I want to do like a midday, late afternoon live. I don't know. I have to figure out a time. I'm trying to find a good time that works for everybody. And it's hard because I follow a lot of the bigger creators and I can't compete with their numbers because they're huge. But it would be nice to have some of their people come and support. So I'm trying to kind of work around some of that. I don't know. We're going to grow as we grow, and it's fine, right? It's fine. I'm happy with one person here as I am with 50 here. Doesn't matter. I appreciate everybody who takes the time to come and listen to me babble on and run my mouth. And y'all like it when I get worked up every once in a while. So, there is that. So, anyways, you guys have a great night, and I will see you on Monday.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last.